What's up, everyone? Hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be giving you the top 10 loadouts you can be running right now in Warzone after the season 4 update. This is a 100% updated list, and these are 100% the meta weapons you can be running right now. We've got some secret buffs that they added during this season that they didn't put in the patch notes and didn't tell anyone, and that's including some Modern Warfare 2 snipers that are now one shot without explosive ammo. And there's a new attachment that they didn't say released yet, and you can unlock it right now, and I'm going to show you that, and I think it might bring the MP5 meta back a little bit. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that noti bell so you don't miss another video like this, and you can always stay up to date on the current Warzone meta. Let's get you these loadouts. All right, so for this first loadout, we're going to give you the BAL 27, which I think is in the top 10 meta list when it comes to long range weapons right now, and we're pairing this with the WSP 9 meta SMG right now, and it did get a little bit of a nerf, but nothing too extensive, especially when it comes to damage and overall meta. But the Striker 9 got obliterated, and they didn't tell you about it. It was a silent nerf on top of the nerf that they already gave it, so be aware of that when you're running the Striker 9. If you're running the Striker 9 and you're just like, man, this thing is absolute garbage right now, that's why. The team over at GG's.ai kind of figured that out and let me know, and we went over it together, and it's kind of wild, kind of the silent and stealth nerfs and buffs that they actually did outside of the actual patch notes, which is kind of crazy. So for this BAL 27, I'm running the Cassis Break muzzle. If you want to throw the VT7 Spirit Fire suppressor on there, you definitely can. Completely up to you if you need a little bit more bullet velo, but I like the Cassis on there. I like the Crown H3 barrel here, the Bruin Heavy Support Grip underbarrel, the Jack Glassless Optic, and the 60 round mag. Show this to you here in the firing range, man. This thing absolutely beams. Love this as a mid-range option. I think you're probably using this more in solos and duos, honestly, just because of the mid-range build, or even use it as a sniper support would be solid as well. And then for this WSP 9, I'm going with the Sonic Suppressor S muzzle, the Skeletal Vertical Grip. I like the 40 round or 50 round mag here, whichever one you prefer. The Marauder Grip, and I like the Night Arm model sight here. If you prefer the iron sights, maybe for the stock, you go with the WSP Classics factory stock, which will give it even more recoil control. Show this one to you in the firing range, but like I said, you won't really need any recoil control on this. The thing is absolutely insane. You can even use it mid-range if you wanted to, or longer range if you wanted to. So much fun. Then for our second loadout, we have the new Superi 46 SMG. Absolutely goated. It's amazing. It's definitely number one, I think, on the SMG list now. And then we're pairing this with, of course, the new Car 98. New Car 98 is so much fun to have back. But again, like I said, we have some Modern Warfare 2 snipers that I think you're going to want to run if maybe you're like, I don't really like the Car 98. So I'm going to run these. Is there any more options? I've got 2 more options for you today that are Modern Warfare 2 snipers that are just fine. All right, so for this Superi 46, I'm going with the Zimmern compensated muzzle, the XRK Edge hand stop underbarrel, the high grain rounds, 40 round mag, and the Night Arm model sight. So this one too, you're in the firing range. The recoil is very, very good, and the TTK is incredible, even with it only having 40 rounds. Then for the Car 98, running the Sonic Suppressor L muzzle. They do this just to screw with us, I think. The stinking long names, but it's pretty much the Precision 7.62 long barrel. The high grain rounds, completely up to you on the sight here. I'm going the SPX 80 sight. If you want the OG sniper scope for the Car 98, this range collar V3.4 optic is pretty solid, but I'm liking the SPX 80. It just feels very, very solid for me. So this one too here in the firing range. Now I'm using no plates because no sniper will one shot in the firing range, but to each their own there. We've got the DG58 LSW LMG, 100% still in the meta, definitely top 10 when it comes to long range, but they did nerf it a little bit, but it's not unusable at all. It's still very, very solid, especially with the build we have. And then we have the FJX Horus, which is the best SMG in the SMG category, not the best close range weapon, but the best SMG in the SMG category under 10 meters, or actually under 13 meters, to be honest. So, which is absolutely wild. They buffed it quite a bit, and whatever they did to fix it, they fixed it. For this DG58, go with the VT7 Spirit Fire, the Woody long barrel, the high grain rounds. I like the Choreo Eagle's Eye 2.5 times scope, Jack Glassless Optic, whatever sight makes you comfortable. We're gonna go with the Choreo Eagle's Eye today. I like the recoil reduction butt plate stock. Show this one to you here in the firing range. Still very, very solid, even with that 2.5 times scope on it. Then for this FJX Horus, we're going with the Sin 9 long barrel, DR6 hand stop underbarrel, high grain rounds, 48 round mag, and that Ripper light stock. So this one's here in the firing range. You're going to want to use this at 10 meters, 10 to 13. That's where you're going to want to use it. Anything out here is going to get pretty crazy to control, and the TTK is not going to be great. But right here, man, you're golden. Like I said, out here is going to be kind of crazy, just kind of crazy when it comes to recoil. You're going to miss some shots and things because it just shoots so fast, kind of like the Finnick. But that TTK is wildly good. All right, for the next loadout, Holger 26, it literally ties with the DG58 now. So with the nerf to the DG58, they kind of lowered it down to the Holger 26 and the Holger 26. They kind of balanced each other and they're like almost even now. So Holger 26, 100% in the meta. And then the AMR9, a lot of fun to run now too. They fixed this and they did some silent buffs to the ADS speeds of these weapons as well. AMR9, Striker 9, I think. Striker 9, but they did something with Striker 9 that just absolutely obliterated it. And then some other SMGs, which are very solid as well. So AMR9 very much in the top 10 meta for sure. Maybe not necessarily top 5, but definitely top 10 close range weapons to be using right now. So for this Holger 26, VT7 Spirit Fire, Holger Factory Barrel, Ruin Heavy Support Grip Underbarrel, Jack Glasses Optic, and the Ascent Lord stock. So this one's here in the firing range. Very little recoil, absolutely insane, loving it. Oh, very fun to use. Then for the AMR9, I like the Zeman compensated muzzle, Regal Pro barrel, XRK Edge handstop underbarrel, 50 round mag, and I'm using the Night Art model sight because I like it. It just feels very solid to me. Very easy to control. TTK feels pretty good now, and like I said, the ADS speed feels very solid as well. For the next loadout, we have the MTZ556. Number 1 AR overall, I think you should be using right now. I'm loving this thing. Maybe besides the MCW conversion kit, but again, I'm using that as sniper support more often than I am an actual AR for longer distances. And then we have the Striker. This is the number 1 movement Striker SMG, the number 1 movement SMG you can be running right now, period. Don't at me. FJX is pretty good too. But for how accurate it is, or how consistent it is, I love the Striker paired with this MTZ556. The MTZ, we're running the VT7 Spirit Fire muzzle, the Drifter Heavy Long Barrel, Bruin Heavy Support Grip Underbarrel. We're not running a sight on this. Instead, we're running the Marauder stock. And then I like the 50 round drum. I'll show you kind of why. I'm enjoying it because I play more Rebirth. If you're going big map, use the sight instead of the stock. Completely up to you there, or use the sight instead of the underbarrel. Completely up to you also. So loving this thing, man. A lot of fun to run. And then the Striker Zeman 35 compensated. Now I have in the past added the Striker stubby barrel, and it does help quite a bit when it comes to, you know, ADS speed and sprint to fire speed. So if you want to put this back on instead of maybe the high grain rounds, I just kind of switched it out because I wanted a little bit more bullet velo and effective damage range without actually affecting the ADS speed or anything. It will make it faster. So completely up to you there. We're running also the XRK hand stop underbarrel, 48 round mag, and of course no stock for the speed. And like I said, even with that no stock paired with the high grain rounds, this dude don't move, man. It's so good. Next, we have the Holger 556. Top 3 ARs you could be using right now, because obviously long range is going to be snipers, but top 3 ARs for sure you should be using right now. Holger 556 only comes with a 40 round mag. That's its only downfall, but Ram 9 feels good as well. So a lot of fun to run these together. Really solid. VT7 Spirit Fire suppressor on this Holger 556. Kraus 6 match barrel, 40 round mag, Jack Glassless optic, and the Adel assault stock. Loving this thing right now. I'll show you how kind of accurate it is and how hard it hits. Just wildly good. And also the conversion kit on this is really solid as well, running as a more sniper support SMG style build. A lot of fun to run as well. Ram 9 running the Zeman compensated muzzle, XRK Edge hand stop underbarrel, high grain rounds, 50 round mag, and the Recon comb. Show this one to you in the firing range as well. Pretty easy to control. Not bad at mid range too, but you want to use that under 13 meters as well. You're not looking to use this thing past that point. Next up, this is interesting. The STB 556, I want to go as MTZ 556, Holger 556, and STB. And the STB might even be above the Holger. It just statistically, it just is above, honestly, both of them, but it just has a 42 round mag, which is what's holding it back. So solos and duos, this is the number one option, I think. Maybe besides the MTZ 556. Man, this thing feels awesome. And then I actually paired it with another striker build that you can run as a sniper support option for a sniper we have here in the future of this video. So don't run these two together. You can, it's not bad, but a little bit more of a sniper support build on the striker. So for the STB, we're going with ET7 Spiritfire suppressor, the Bruin S620 barrel, Bruin heavy support grip under barrel, 42 round mag, you gotta have it, and then the Jack glassless optic. I'll show you this how this performs in the firing range, man. This thing don't move either. A lot of fun to run. This thing is golden. And when it comes to sprint to fire speed too, like when sprint to fire speed is included in the stats and the TTK and all that, this thing is number one overall, which is wild. For the striker, Zima compensated muzzle, striker elite long barrel, Bruin heavy support grip, night arm model sight. You can almost use this as an AR too, honestly. 60 round drum, and I'll show you why. This thing is absolutely nutty when it comes to accuracy. I mean, you're talking pretty much zero recoil right here. Non-existent recoil, man. Haven't reloaded. 6 dummies with 1 mag. That's a 60 round mag. Next, here we're getting into the snipers. Snipers. Here are the two that can one shot, and this is without explosive ammo. The MCPR 300 and yeah, the FJX Imperium, both one shot, 480 headshot damage for both of these. Base. That's just the base sniper. If I just go in here, click this right here, and no attachments, 480 to the head, which is crazy. Any distance too. So that's one shot, any distance. Not sure how GG's.ai found it. They found it. Silent buffs to those two. They did not put them in patch notes. Very interesting here. And I've got these paired with MCPR I love, FGX I love. So there are other options than the Car 98. So keep that in mind. For the MCW, running the VT7 Spiritfire, MCW Cyclone long barrel, 40 round mag, Jack Raven kit, and the Night Arm model sight. This is my go-to sniper support weapon. Honestly, you should be running this regardless. This is the number one close and mid-range build for any weapon right now. Again, you're using this mid-range for sniper support right here. Anything downrange, you're using a sniper, hopefully. Just MCW's TTK is wild, just wildly good, and they just buffed it again. Now they buffed the base weapon, not the actual conversion kit, but keep that in mind. For the MCPR, running the Sonic Suppressor L. That's because it doesn't do anything to the ADS speed. There's no negative effects to the ADS speed, and barely any effect to the sprint to fire speed. 22-inch OMX barrel, Razor Hawk laser light for the ADS speed. I'm keeping the stock optic on here. I love it. Cronin Cheetah grip, along with the Cronin smooth bolt. So this two here in the firing range. Again, none of these snipers do one shot, so I'll show you with no plates of just kind of how it performs. Pretty solid ADS that we've got going on here, along with the bumped up damage range, and they buffed the snot out of these, dude. It's awesome. Next, we have the OG Groza, or the DG58 conversion kit, which is insanely good. Now, they nerfed the DG58, but not the conversion kit, and this thing is still very, very solid and barely moves. Almost striker style, zero recoil. Not actual zero recoil, but striker style, easy to control. Then the FJX Imperium, both are awesome. Zima 35 muzzle for this DG58 LSW SMG. I'm doing with the Jack glasses. You can go with the Night Arm model sight, completely up to you. I like those two. 40 round mag, Jack Nightshade rifle kit, and the Varana steady grip. This thing is so nutty. Look at this, just wild. Let me put plates on. Crazy. And you can even use it downrange a little bit if you wanted to, but again, you're not going to do that because you have a sniper. A lot of fun to run, man. Then the FJX Sonic Suppressor L muzzle, the Chimera Rye L33 laser light. I'm using the Heinrichter hybrid scope here. This is the true OG Car 98 scope if you want to use that. I like this one though. It gives it a lot more ADS speed in my opinion. And then the FJX Kilo Tac, we're kind of boosting up that ADS and sprint to fire speed by quite a bit. And the FJX Blast for rechambering speed, so you can have a better fire rate on this thing. And the good thing about this is that you can zoom in too if you need to, which is nice. So a lot of fun to run there. Should go show you this, how this performs. Boom, there, If you need to zoom in a little bit, pop them on the head. Then for our last loadout, also comes with that secret attachment that I told you that they didn't say was available to unlock. At least not to my knowledge. I didn't see it. Maybe I just overlooked it. We got the BP50 as a long range option. Very solid still, very much in the top 10 meta as far as long range goes. Again, this one I would kind of pair with that, not pair it, but like categorize it with that STB 556 as far as like what to use in solos and duos. Solos and duos, BP50 and STB 556, very solid options. Trios is getting tricky. Definitely wouldn't use the STB in trios, maybe the BP50 with a little bit bigger mag, but these two solos and duos for sure. And then we have the new attachment for the Lockman Shroud, the Jack Decimator. I didn't realize that this was available to unlock yet, and this turns that Lockman Shroud into full auto. It attaches a grip and an automatic silencer on this thing, and increases the effective damage range, increases the bullet velo, decreases a little bit of the damage as far as like headshot damage, torso damage, and things like that. Recoil, it's supposed to jack up quite enormously, but I'm loving this thing. Yeah, y'all need to check this out for sure. But we'll give you the loadouts for both of those. Sonic suppressor for this BP50, Lore 9 heavy barrel, 45 round mag, Jack glassless optic, and a 4-bearer heavy stock. Show this to you in the firing range. Been loving using this thing. This thing really doesn't move. Again, the only thing kind of holding it back is the very itty bitty tiny mag, 45 round mag. So take that for what it's worth. Then the Lockman Shroud, XRK Edge hand stop underbarrel, sub OP ammo, because literally I just didn't, I mean, you could add a laser on here maybe instead of this. Gives you a little bit more target flinch, but there's no like high velocity, or not high velocity, but high grain rounds to add onto this for more bullet velo or anything like that. So really nothing to do here because we have a rear grip. I don't want to add an optic to an MP5. It's just so beautiful. Barrels kind of decrease the movement and ADS speed and stuff, so that kind of defeats the purpose of having the MP5. Dark Star barrel here ups the mobility quite a bit, but man, it just decimates that range and recoil control. So not loving that. Maybe for a hip fire build possibly, but anyway, you want that Jack Decimator kit, 40 round mag, sub OP ammo, XRK Edge hand stop underbarrel, FT mobile stock here. You can go no stock, kind of tough to control the recoil with this at a mid-range 20 meters, but this one is great. Not terrible there, but real good there. So that's very interesting. Inside of 13 meters, this thing is awesome. And strafe speed's pretty good as well. Inside of that 13 meter range, even right there, it's not bad at all. Very solid. And you can, so instead of the 40 round mag, if you feel like you need more, go to the 50. Completely up to you there. But I like the 40 here for movement. Try it out. Let me know what you think. Thank you guys again for watching. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that noti bell if you screenshotted any of these loadouts. We'd love to have you part of the Marvel fam community. And so you don't miss out on a video like this again, or like one of these. We'll see you in the next one.